How you guys doing? So these guys over here, this is like a kid's. I'm not going too near because there's a couple of people sitting there, dear viewer. You may or may not be able to see, right? Like I can see them on my screen in the distance, but I remember one time, I was making this movie as you may have seen, like outside of the Tim Hortons, and the whole goddamn thing just bombed because I was talking about how there was a police car right across the way. And it's like, I'm that guy, of course. Like my former cellmate at Toronto South Detention Center. This guy, I love this fucking guy. I forgot to bring his mom's number to call her, right? Like this fucking guy, he went to jail for 7 years, like down under federal time for some stupid shit that was like the most stupid fucking shit. Like some girl says to him, "Hey, my boyfriend, like, she's like, we have a mission." Like this is like street talk. It's the usual bullshit. It's like how kids get in fucking trouble, right? How to get in trouble and how to be stupid, right? So now she's like, "Yo, we have a mission, a fucking mission." The guy's like, "What are you talking about?" "Okay, so what mission?" She's like, "This is how it's done. Like, again, gangsters, I'm not one, okay? I'm a criminal because everyone's a fucking criminal in the eyes of the law. Everyone breaks the light, everyone's assaulted someone. I've been to jail and I've been arrested more times than any fucking person you know and perhaps may ever meet, right? I've only spent 9 to 12 months in jail, less than 12 months, over 10 years, but I've been arrested like at least 30 times, 20 times, 30 times. Like, I was living on the street and I was smoking weed and it makes me manic, bipolar. Bit.ly/, everyone is bipolar, okay? Capital, first letter, and hyphens. I'm writing the fucking book, okay? Right? The way I see it, every person, uh, well, I mean, it's a fact that everyone has an alter ego, right? Everyone has a dark side, okay? And you alternate between extremes. You'll go from like the one guy, okay, that society likes and encourages you to be, is somewhere maybe in the middle. Like depending who you're with, like there's variations of this thing. I'm trying to avoid the sunlight, but you guys need to see what the hell is going on, right? Like when you're making these movies, if you do, just be cognizant of what is on the screen, right? Like the art of making a movie or photography is to be cognizant of what is in the screen. If you're in the screen, like the reason I wear glasses, among other things, is that I will eyeball the camera. I don't know if you can see this right now. And then I'll put my glasses on because I have a habit of looking away because I'm thinking, right? So they have taught me in sales, and they'll teach you this in the professional world. You need to make eye contact. This is true. Yo, you don't have to become a fucking Nazi fucking guard at a concentration camp just staring at someone, though. Guys, it's okay to look away. It's appropriate. I mean, you're thinking, the truth is as follows. If you look to the left, it's one thing. If you look to the right, it's another thing. If you look to the left, you're remembering. If you look to the right, you're imagining. You can tell if someone's lying. If someone's looking to the left, they're remembering and they're telling the truth. If they're looking to the right while they talk, they're making that goddamn thing up. So these people, poor people, like the staffers, there's a bunch of kids here. I was gonna sit here, like I don't know why. It's like kind of central. Oh yes, there's a guy sleeping over there. Sleeper. So fuck. And so I was gonna sit here, and it's like I love this park because there's like so much going on. The children, of course, and then it's like Chinese band practicing, and people doing like Falun Gong, and it's like they got the city out here. There's like it looks like a guy in a I don't know if you can see that, dear user. Goddamn, this is Milliken Park, right? Let's say Steeles and Middlefield, Steeles and McCowan, best park in the world. There's a goddamn hill in the middle of it, right there. It doesn't look like much, but run up and down it a few times, right? People walk up and down it backwards, and so this is my morning jog, guys. Like I'll come out here, like I live like literally like if I ran like fucking huffed it, it'd take me like 10 minutes, maybe 15, because I'd stop and pass out on the way, like to get home. Now, if I bike it, it's like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, this kind of thing. So you meet all kinds of people here. Like I was in this pavilion the other day and I met this guy, like I'll tell you, like catchthefire.org, something like this. The guy is a pastor. Like out of nowhere, like this gangster type of dude shows up on a bike. Very nice guy, built. And so I say something to the guy. So guys, like just a little sales thing here. Okay, for some people, hello or how are you doing works. For other people, you just shoot the shit right off the bat. Yo, nice shoes. Hey, what's up with that hair? Right? This kind of bullshit. Like you call like your fucking customer and it's like if you try and it's always binary. Like I'm really into this right now and I'm preaching it. Binary? What's binary? It's my fucking face and your fucking face. Right? I'm ugly and I'm also beautiful. Yeah, everyone thinks they're handsome, everyone thinks they're beautiful, and everyone knows they're ugly. I'm so ugly. That's okay, cause so are you. We broke our mirrors. Yo, yo, I'm so lonely. That's okay. I shaved my head. It works. It fucking works. I can tell you why. I'm not going to, though. I don't have time for that. Yo, I gotta go. I gotta do a lot of stuff as usual. You gotta stay busy. You gotta stay sharp. You gotta stay fit. You gotta stay on top of your goddamn crap. The only way I can get some goddamn work done because of my roommates coming and going, the landlord coming and going, right? And the neighbors, like I'll sit in the outside or like the patio sitting there is a problem now, or like, because I'm noisy and I'm an asshole. So fuck, I gotta move around, right? So I'll come outside for some open space, like nice vista here. Okay, so this is a Chromebook. Again, I keep talking about get a fucking Chromebook, okay? Get a fucking Chromebook, give it to your kid. Like, give a tablet to your kid, rather. Get yourself a Chromebook, okay? Like, I'm really serious that, like, there should be a war on Windows. What Windows? Not window panes, assholes. Microsoft Windows. Microsoft fucking Windows. Okay, so I've been telling this story in previous videos and like leading up to this, and I'll like I'll say it again. I codify these things. Like I have things that I think about over the course of years, and in fact decades. Many things, and I need to express these things. So this video and my writing, right? bit.ly/, everyone is bipolar, capital first letter, hyphens. Everyone is bipolar. bit.ly, right? If you don't know what a bit link is, then I don't know what the hell you're watching this for, frankly. And in fact, I don't know what you're watching it for anyway. Yeah, guys, you need to get out. You need to scream. You need to shout. You need to run. You need to do these things. People are like, yo, be a child. And I was telling these pedophiles, I'm sorry, guys, I got to throw you under the bus. No one can see your face. Like, I'm sitting here working and they're shouting at the fucking kids. And I can hear, like, first of all, there was a kid that was shouting at another kid. And I didn't have to look, I didn't have to say shit. All I said was I just parroted her. She's like, go sit over there. Because she was doing what the teachers are doing. Kids, like, do what you do, they don't do what you say. Everyone knows this goddamn thing. So she's like, go sit over there. And I was like, go sit over there. And then there was this obviously awkward silence type of bullshit. And I'm like, yo, did you like that? And I'm not looking, right? So I've done this so much and I've been in jail and out of jail. I've been charged and drawn up in front of HR, multiple companies, right? So I'm that guy. I'll say something innocuous. I think it's fucking funny. I'll say something that I think is funny. And people get scared. People get pissed. People get angry. People are people. People are people, right? People do what they do, and you got to do what you do. And regardless of what you do, you cannot inform what people think about you, okay? So people are going to think you're an asshole. In any case, I'm going to tell you, people are going to think you're an asshole because everybody ultimately thinks they're the best. Okay, it's will to power. It's like Friedrich Nietzsche. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like everyone is like, oh, all my friends and blah blah blah. Your fucking friends. If there was like money on the table, or if it was life or death, these fucking people would like. Hey, you know this. You want to know who your friend is? Do they have they helped you? When was the last time they helped you out? If someone is talking behind your back, that person's not your friend. If someone's jealous of you, that person's not your friend. I love hearing kids screaming and shouting. I love hearing dogs barking, right? Because this is called natural bullshit. Right now, society wants you to conform. People want you to conform. Okay? You got to follow the rules. You got to toe the line. You got to walk a certain way. You got to dress it. It's all shit. You know this, right? Formality is shit. Like Gary Vee, he follows me on Twitter. I'm so happy and proud. You can go check it out. Just like Google me and then check out my Twitter. Okay, ZAIDIBOY, Zaidi Boy. Right? My Twitter handle. Gary V is on there. Andrew WK is on there. Ricky Freeway Ross, the goddamn ex Walmart of cocaine, who's now an activist, follows me on Twitter. I have less than 1,000 followers. I've got like 600 or so. I had like many more at some point, and it's like, guys, I cracked the code. Like I've got a video talking about how to use Twitter to hang out with brands and celebrities and things like this. Like, I've read the books, Twitter Power 1 and Twitter Power 2 by Joel Cohen, The Zen of Social Media Marketing by Shama Hyder. Right? Just shoot me a fucking comment and I'll answer your questions and give you some links if you're interested. Right? So, like, you want to know about social media marketing? Just listen to some Gary fucking Vaynerchuk from the early days. Gary Vaynerchuk comes into like a fucking Fortune 500 or Inc. 500 fucking like auditorium. Yo, this, by the way, he has the same fucking intro every time. How many of y'all know about my shit? And whatever they say, he'll be like, oh, fuck. And he'll swear. That's one of the reasons I swear. I swear like a goddamn sailor, partly because Gary Vee swears. If he swears and he's my man, then I'm going to swear. He is my fucking man. Like, I'm the guy who influences influencers, okay? I'm shit, by the way. People think I'm all that. I'm nothing. I went to Dollarama right now, bought some coffee. And the beautiful lady there, this big black lady with like beads in her hair and like the Caribbean thing going on. This poor thing, like I could tell. It makes me sad. I want to cry about things like this. I do cry about things like this. Poor lady was down on herself, right? And it's like, guys, everyone needs love. Love equals time. Love equals attention, equals validation, equals all it means is that you give someone the time of day. You take this thing called I and you forget about that fucking thing. It's shit, by the way. It's causing you pain and trouble. I sound like I sound like something like I'm trying to be something I'm not. Like I sound like something I'm not. I'm a normal fucking guy. I'm a consultant. I write. I do things. Right? I'm an ex-security guard. Right? So I'll see something like this and this is sharp and it's stupid and it's like, what the fuck are they doing with this stuff? This is from one of these plants over here. So now it's like, I'll just go put it back there, right? And people are like, who is this guy? Why does he do these things? And I'm like, yo, why do you not do these things? I don't know about women. Like my wife explained this to me because she said so many times over the years, just let it be. Like, what is it to you? Like, not picking up the garbage, but people. Like, people fighting, like, there's no chance people are going to be fighting in front of me. Like, I fucking get stabbed over this thing. I'll see any two fucking guys fighting, always the same goddamn thing. I'll jump right in between these fucking people, literally, like, squeeze myself in there, and I'll say, I'll do the following. Because in Islam, breaking up fights, this is the shit, actually. Moving stuff out of people's path, that's Islam, not this other fucking stuff. So I'll say to one guy, yo, he didn't mean it. Seriously. And I'll say to the other guy, yo, it's not worth it. Or I'll say, yo, it's not worth it. And then I'll say to the other guy, he didn't mean it. By the way, I'm a fighter. Nobody likes fighting. In the middle of a fucking fight, you're thinking, am I doing this? I don't want to go back to jail. I don't want to lose another fucking tooth, right? Guys? So you give the guy an out. And if you read, I refer you to How to Win for the book on relationships. Okay? I mean, of course, I've read it. Like, you should read it. Why would you not read like Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, for example? So Dale Carnegie, right? How to Win Friends and Influence People. Among other things, he says you got to give people an out to save their face. Now, someone's being a dick, you got to straighten the guy out with kid gloves, because if you fucking embarrass this guy in front of some other people, then the guy may conform, but later on you're gonna create an enemy and you're gonna create problems. You gotta let a person express themselves, especially like the children once again. So I was shouting at these poor people and I was swearing. And I don't mind swearing in front of kids. I might as well tell you, like, this is something I just came up with recently, dear viewer. Okay, so kids should know how to swear. They should know how to fight. They should know how to say, fuck you, back the fuck up, shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down, this kind of thing. It's a dangerous world right now. GTA, I sometimes joke and say goofs, thieves, and assholes. Like, I'm an asshole. Everyone's had stuff stolen from them. Ergo, everyone steals from others. Goof is Douglas Ford, like our premier, right? Like, you elected this fucking guy as a goddamn premier again because you don't like whatever. Like, it's all politics here, right? Like everywhere else. No one likes Justin Trudeau because he's Francois. Well, too fucking bad. The goddamn French mob runs the fucking country as well as the PM, right? The PMO, the Prime Minister's office, all of this. PM Trudeau was a fucking gangster, okay? I don't need any. Listen, Brian Mulroney would talk like I talk. This thing, that thing, this guy, that guy, because I've read and listened to so many mafiosi books, right? I'm not a fucking gangster. I'm not from like Italy, right? I'll say again, Italy is fascists, okay, and pedophiles, okay. That's my answer. If you think I'm like trying to be Italian, Mussolini, Berlusconi, and the Vatican, fascists and fucking pedophiles. Just like Vienna is faggots and Nazis, like Austria. I'm sorry, like these are things I say. It's stupid shit. Sigmund Freud, he got everyone fixated on sex. Everyone out here in the West, you guys, not me, like everyone here, like not Chinese people. There's lots of Chinese people in the park. Like they got brains in the East. Like Japanese and Chinese people, I study their goddamn culture like a fucking like robot. Yo, Sigmund Freud says that the sexual urge is the primary motivator for fucking people, and it would stand to reason. You think about it, you're like, oh well, the procreation of the species, the survival of the fucking species. Stupid people having kids is not good for everyone or anyone. Or you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's put it this way. Prophet Muhammad, okay, don't worry, my wife is a Christian. Don't be upset if I'm a Muslim. I'm not trying to preach here. If I was trying to preach, I'd let you know I'm trying to preach. Anyway, that's a different like playlist or whatever. I am going to have videos on Islam. I have a couple on here. For whatever reason, I just picked this thing up and it's like, this is my goddamn, you guys are my fucking shrink. You understand? Like, I talk to you fucking people. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate the dislikes, right? I've learned a lot about myself through my audience, right? And it's like, I'll say this again, like, art is for art. And of course, the artist creates this thing. And so art is for the artist. Audience comes last, right? So me just like rambling and walking about and like pointing this thing at people and hopefully no one like gets upset, right? Yo, this is therapy for me. This is catharsis, like the expunging of emotions, like all the shit that you got inside of you. That's why you kind of come out here into the wide open. Like Milliken Park, there's a trail that goes more or less the whole fucking circumference of this thing within the trees. Then you got like the shaded wooded area over there. Like literally, you can walk inside if you want to. Like you can walk around in there for some time, total peace and quiet. Like the canopy of the trees. The trail is also the canopy of the trees. Yo, you got wide open ground here. They play cricket here. They have Falun Gong people here every morning. Yo, then you've got the kids. On the other side of that, like I'd love to show you. I'm serious. I might just do this. I was thinking of it, and of course, there's no time like now. Guys, when with children, be as a child. That's the rule. That's it. You'll be like, who came up with it? Not me. When with children, be as a child. Sorry, I'm leaving. You guys say to each other, release your inner child. You guys say to each other, get in touch with your this inner child. Have you thought about what you're saying? I'm bipolar, right? And unfortunately, this inner child, it's the same fucking definition. The way I see it, children and then bipolar person, same fucking thing. No inhibitions, zero, like none. Zero inhibitions, like spontaneous expression. So whatever comes into the stupid fucking brain, right? A child doesn't know better. Here's what the problem is. What the problem is here? Well, here's what's gonna happen if you do release your fucking inner child. This fucking, I'd say just read some fucking books and get into like meditation and things like this, right? Find God. Forget about the rest of it. Inner fucking child. Inner child is gonna slap some fucking person. Inner child like me is gonna pull off tie off a TTC person and go to jail. Inner child is going to throw a drink in someone's face if you're a girl. Inner child is going to take off like their shoes and get on the table and start tap dancing and all this bullshit. Like children in general. And by the way, this brings me to another point. And these are things that I think about, then I think them out loud. And I urge you to think things out loud. You will look crazy, you will sound crazy, you will get a lot of shit done. If you get up and you say, I am going to do XYZ, or if you have a problem and you say, I am going to kill this fucking thing, right? I get into trouble for street talk, right? I'll be like, fuck you, man. I'll like your fucking face. And like I say things that sound like death threats. I use words like kill and death and things like this. They're words. Right, they're words. I'll explain that one too. Okay, I'm rambling. I'm going in circles. I'd rather swear than some kid be endangered or hurt or some fucking thing. Like you got to look at this thing in levels, and they do this in law enforcement. I'm an ex-security guard, so swearing is better than physically touching someone, slapping some fucking guy. Right, slapping someone is better than punching them. Punching them is better than knocking out one of their teeth. That's better than putting them on the ground and fucking like breaking a rib or whatever. Like they're grades. The ultimate thing is maybe the guy like yesterday. I don't want to say this, but I met another. Like this is my life. I don't know what to tell you. Like you have a certain life and you have to find yourself. Like the guy in the Soulfly song says, "Lose yourself, find yourself." Lose yourself, then find yourself. This is how it's done, right? It's very fucking intense. And the guy also says, live like there's no tomorrow, learn like you're gonna live forever, and live like you're gonna die tomorrow. Something like this. Live like you're gonna die tomorrow, learn like you're gonna live forever. Anyway, I'm rambling. Come outside. If I have said stuff that is interesting and I didn't tie it up, I usually tie the thing up later on or in the notes or later video, or I might blog about it. Check out my blog, by the way. I'm proud of like some of these articles I'm writing. I wrote about how the mob killed JFK. I wrote about how Elon Musk is mad. Eh? He's not. He's of course he's a genius, but I have this funny like conjecture of mine, which is that Elon Musk is so bent on getting us to Mars that this guy, he has machines like these goddamn earth eaters, earth movers from out of a sci-fi goddamn movie. Guys, Elon Musk has already like it's incredible. Like this guy is incredible on so many levels. So I'll give you my take on this fucking thing. Like this is all conjecture and hypotheses, and you can read about it. I actually bit linked it. bit.ly/Elon Musk is mad. First letter capitalized. I'll try and throw it in the description. You can just probably Zaidi boy Elon Musk or a rational Muslim Elon Musk. Just Google that, guys. So now, the Boring Company. The guy gets on Twitter. He's like, "Yo, we're starting a new company. Okay, we're gonna be boring holes through the fucking earth, more or less. Okay, so the ideal form of transportation is like the Japanese bullet train, basically, zero friction. This thing levitates, and then it's like, pew! It's like 260 miles an hour, like Tokyo to Osaka in like half an hour. So Mr. Musk now wants to go from LA to Beijing in 20 minutes. The science says it's possible. This is what this guy says. Mr. Musk, you're insane, and here's why. We are begging you to stop. The earth is full of molten lava, Mr. Musk, right? You're going to put a hole through this fucking thing? Like, we've got machines telling us where the lava is and this kind of bullshit. This is like humans, and there's human error. You're going to have molten lava shooting out LA side, Beijing side. So he knows this already. Don't think that you're going to have one on this guy. When you say it's not rocket science, you don't mean this guy, right? He self-taught himself how to build rockets. He went to Russia. They laughed him out the fucking country. He went from place to place saying, "Hey, listen, they have a space program, and there's all kinds of disgruntled like Soviet scientists and all kinds of people doing all kinds of bullshit. Like space is an industry, as you know, and there's hundreds of companies like doing all kinds of fucking stuff. Like Canada for the longest time was basically the people that like there was an arm on one of the space machines or something like this. Space station. There's a space station up in space right now, guys. ISS, International Space Station. You can, guys, you can actually download an app. This thing's been up. This was news to me too. By the way, I just found this out about a year or so ago. It's incredible. There's been 20 people up on a space station in space orbiting the Earth for like years. I don't know how long, but it's not like the traditional space station that they've conceptualized with like this circular thing. Jeff Bezos talks about this thing. It's like basically like a bike wheel, right? And it's got spikes, and then there's zero gravity because it's the centrifugal force. It's rotating. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going around in circles. Let me know what you want me to talk about, or I'll answer your questions if you shoot me a comment. So now Elon Musk wants to go to Mars. Why? Singularity. Singularity is the Big Bang. Singularity, the singularity. I refer you to a guy called Ray Kurzweil, Kurzweil. Okay? Kilo, umbrella, radio, zebra, whiskey, echo, India, Lima. Right. Kurzweil, Ray Kurzweil's a futurist. Check. Millionaire. Check. Author. Check. He's basically the guy, the fucking guy. Like, so in his domain of expertise, like whatever comes out of his fucking mouth, that organizes that whole like sphere of thinking. And his deal is like the future and the singularity. This is his. He codified it. People have been talking about it and thinking about it for years. I was talking about it on a recent video. I didn't finish explaining it. Moore's law, right? So there's a guy called Moore back in the 60s, and he basically came up with this thing, conjecture, hypothesis. It's actually it was an observation, and it's still 60 years later, it's still true. And we understand that for whatever reason, this thing it's the way it is. Every 2 years, computer processing power gets twice as powerful and twice as cheap. This is huge, by the way. That means that back in the day, you had whole rooms filled with vacuum tubes and like just the stuff out of Sky Trek, or what is it called, Star Trek. Like that's exactly what it was like a computer. Like it was just a huge room with like vac tubes, and then you had like these like cards, right? Perforated fucking cards, and like you put it, like you, and they were like all like fucking like they were like in ecstasy, of course, that like they had created like this kind of thing. And computing goes back to like all kinds of people in the early 20th century, and there was a lady like the mom of computing. And get on Scribit, guys. Okay, I'm a scribe. I call myself a scribe. I carry a pen with me, and I like writing stuff down. You should as well, by the way. um, Scribit, scribe with a D. That's where you get unlimited audiobooks. That's why I sound like a fucking gangster, right? I don't know what to tell you. You have professional voice actors. I've been listening to these things for fucking years, right? And it's like I listen to all kinds of books, but a lot of mafiosi books, right? And so that's why I know about like the mafia, the Gomorrah, Drangheta, right? So if there's any Italians that watch this, yeah, I do say Vatican and fucking like pedophiles and fascists, right? Mussolini, Berlusconi, that's fascists. And then the fucking Vatican, they're pedophiles. I mean, they're also serial killers. They're genocidal maniacs. They're like evil incarnate. Am I wrong? I don't give a fuck if you're a Catholic. You better like do some soul searching. But guys, Italianos, Italianas, like I'm also the guy that says buonasera, grazie, and things like this. And I also say that you got Sicily, and you got Calabria, and you got Naples. That's something else. Like what you call Italy, like the world. I mean, you might be thinking of Gucci and designer shoes and all this kind of bullshit. But in my mind, fascists and pedophiles, that's mainland Italy. I know Naples is on the mainland. I know Calabria is on the mainland. Guys, gangsters rule the world. I learned this in jail. I learned this on the streets. I learned this through observation. At the end of the day, your boss is going to throw you under the bus if it's worth it for him. This is called gangster. At the end of the day, your government doesn't give a shit about you. I mean, how about this one? The government, this is gangsterism. I'll explain it. This was explained to me years ago, and it's actual facts. Okay, so there's a lot of things that come out of this, but let me just say it like this. Like, one of the mainstays of gangsterism is extortion or something, or protection rather. Protection works like this, and people ask for these services. Like, you might, like, listen, you should not, like, and cannot and must not fuck with the little guy, right? In like the mafiosi code of fucking things, right? It's all about the little guy. That's why people love John Gotti. Rest in peace, right? Because this guy did everything for the little guy. Who's the little guy? What I'm talking about is making sure the kids are safe, making sure there's no punks on the neighborhood, making sure glass is not broken, making, like, mafiosi run neighborhoods are, in fact, the best run neighborhoods, more or less. Just like Canada is run by the goddamn mob, and it's the best country in the world. You'd be like, what the fuck kind of bullshit is this? I don't care about it. Like, just go read my blog posts, irrationalmuslim.blogspot.com, or just, like, fuck off and go search, like, somewhere else. I really don't care. Like, I do this thing for myself primarily, so it doesn't matter. Like, I've had tens of thousands of clicks and many comments, and I've made lots of money online. So, as you can see on the bottom of the description, my slogan is, I don't want your money. I want your comments. I want your feedback. If I want a dislike if you got one from me, right? So, in any case, you can only shake down, as it were, a crooked person. Do you understand this? You can steal from a drug dealer and smash them, frankly. Mafiosi, okay, like, the reason they call them Hell's Angels is because they're actually good guys. Like, you see these guys on bikes in Toronto. Mi esposa es colombiana. My wife is Bucaramangana, no Bogotana. She's in Bogota right now, in Colombia, like the capital. Her family, su familia, they say that they're nosotros, SN, whatever, Bogotana. They say they're, god damn it, I'm tired. I just want to, like, finish this thing off. 32 minutes, guys. Okay, so my wife says she is, what is this thing? I gotta finish this, seriously. Like, people are looking, the usual kind of bullshit. People think I'm in love with myself. Guys, my wife, her family they say they come from Bogota. And I used to joke around and say, no, Bogota, pero Buyaca. Campis, like Campis. Ah, I saw, like, a teeth whitening pen at Dollarama. I think I'm gonna get this goddamn thing. I want to use Crest white strips. Yo, Steve, how you doing? Like, my client, Steve Scott. I'm writing his book right now. One of them. Fuck, I was writing another one. I forgot the bit link for it. That's how long it's been. Uh, yeah, and then we got sidetracked. This kind of bullshit. Yo, bit.ly/. Stephen Scott thriving. Okay, Stephen Scott wants you to thrive, assholes. It's not about him thriving. The only thing that Justin Bieber did wrong, as far as I'm concerned, is, yo, he didn't realize it's about the fans and not about him, right? He's always like, oh yeah, believers, and love you guys, and thank you for all this. And it's like, you gotta understand, like, he's a great kid. By the way, he's got facial paralysis, so pray for him or something, or just understand, like, he's just a fucking kid, eh? Yo, I gotta go. I gotta go. Like, these guys are back again. So I was swearing at these guys, and it's like, yo, when with children, be as a child. Okay, so now mafiosi are only allowed to shake down bent people. That's what that is. Protection is like this. The bad way is like this. You show up at some guy's store in, like, Palermo in Sicily, like in circa 1860. Some polished guy with a mustache, like twirled mustache. He's got a walking cane with, like, a gold head. This kind of bullshit. Like, you respected these fucking guys, good and bad. There's black hat mafiosi and white hat mafiosi. Black hat will come into your goddamn shop and he'll be like, yo, buonasera, como stai? Then this guy will be like, yo, among other things. He'll buy something. He'll buy a piece of food or some milk or something. And in the manner of speaking, he'll let you know that you got to cough up some money. And the conversation is how much money are you going to pay him every month, under the guise of they're going to protect you from other people who might extort you like this. Principally, this is total shit. This is called Ponzi scheme. And Ponzi was Italiano as well. This is shit. Like, this is not how it is. That's not how it's done. If a business goes to the fucking mafia and says we need help, like, this is what the unions did. That's why the fucking unions are run by the mafia. I don't know if it's still the case today. Garbage and construction and the unions. Listen, it is this way today, okay, and way more. Let's just sidestep this, guys. Bit.ly/JFK hyphen mob, all capitalized, JFK hyphen mob. So that's my article talking about how the mob killed JFK, right? You'll be like, where's Jimmy Hoffa's body? You're an idiot. It's a piece of work. It's like no face, no case. Like, it was a well done job, right? Like, where's the body? Are you stupid? Richard the Iceman Kuklinski. Like, look him up. They made a movie about him. It's on Netflix. The Iceman. He killed like 200 people plus, at least 100 plus. Ted Bundy only killed 30 people. Rest in peace, all of them. And God knows why such horrors exist, right? This kind of stuff. But Richard the Iceman Kuklinski, again, he's Kuklinski, Polish, right? Guys, there's a book about him on Scribd, audiobook. Scribd, scribe with a D. Okay, get the app. Unlimited audiobooks, $13. Okay, so this guy, Kuczynski, the Iceman, like, you can find him on YouTube. He may still be alive. He was alive until recently. Like, the horrific thing is this. You'll like this fucking guy. When you watch his videos, he's like cutting up and he's like, doo 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 doo. He's like Uncle Goddamn Green up in his fucking cabin. Tom Green? What is this kid? Red Green. He's just like this avuncular figure. I gotta go, right? So this is Milliken Park. Come out into the open, talk your stuff out, write your stuff down. Okay, so now the government as a gangster is like this. You pay the government taxes, the government protects you and makes sure that the country is functioning and you can do your shit. It's just like your parents. Keep the lights on in the house, make sure like the property tax is paid and pay the bills, and the kids get to do what they like. Right? Within reason. If you start smashing the goddamn window panes or leaving the doors open so that a goddamn moose can wander in out of the bushes and come into your backyard or some fucking thing. So this is why the government is called a racket. Okay, it is a fucking racket, right? So there was a group of people that just said these occupiers, based on like this other group of people, Occupy Toronto. I hung out with these people and slept outside of City Hall with them. By the way, 2012, at the start of this bipolar street journey, guys. There are people that said all of this is the Queen's land, and I'm a subject of the Queen or the King, right? It's called like something, I don't forget what it's called, King on the land or Man on the land. Yo, so this is not Canada's land. This is the Queen's land. This is the way. And by the way, they couldn't fuck with these guys. Like occupiers, we were outside of City Hall for like a while. Like, I wasn't there every night, but I'd stop by from time to time and bring supplies. Yo, we had a kids camp. Okay, literally kids, like on the street, right? So there's kids, and then like 50 feet away or 100, like some distance, there was the grown-ups camp. And then the fucking fire marshal would come every night because like they kind of finagled this loophole that you guys can't stay in the same spot. You got to move like 100 feet, 50 feet. So, yo, Occupy Toronto was St. James Park, okay? Like, there's St. James Cathedral at Church, and I think it's King Street. Like, mi esposa did her hair certification at like the Avida. There's a Avida hair academy. Yo, plane watching is so much more fun than train watching. I gotta go, guys. So that's what that is. Like, just let me know if you've got any comments. Usual bullshit, right? Say hi to your mom. It's all about the kids, right? And I'll just leave you with this thing. It's basically a saying of Imam Ali's, peace be upon him. I'm looking for the cursor to try and stop this goddamn thing. Guys, if you